Step into the light where the wild ones roam, where the heart speaks loud, calling this place home. We break the rules, we paint the sky, ridiculously you, we were born to fly. Ooh, it's ridiculously you.
Welcome, everyone, to the Ridiculously You podcast. I am Julie May, and we are here to help you love even the ridiculous parts of yourself. And today, I'm so excited. I have my dear friend, Wendy Bunnell. I'm freaking excited because her and I have been like friends for so long, like in the industry. This is a long friendship because I think we've been friends since like 2016, I want to say. Like those early
Yes.
conferences were super
Yes,
long time ago.
absolutely. 9 years.
9 years of doing beautiful adventures and stuff. And Wendy is one of the most like freaking amazing human beings on the planet. And I've seen her go from like, she's always freaking successful at what she does. So, but now it's like a different energy. In the early days, both of us were like, hustle, hustle, hustle. We're gonna get it done. We're getting shit done. Check us out. And we did. We totally like fucking rocked it. But then I like simultaneously kind of on parallel paths, we've both done this. Like, we're going to see what it looks like with flow. We're going to see what it looks like with more feminine energy. We're going to see what it looks like when we're not like fucking working 5,000 hours a week. And watching her go through her journey of doing that has been massively inspiring to me. She's got huge, like, cool projects coming up that I got to see a sneak peek of this morning. She's got a new TV show out that's, I'm going to remember, it's Taking the Weird Out of Woo. Is that right?
You are so correct. That's exactly what it is. Taking
Yeah.
the weird out of woo.
So I'm excited about that because how many of us are like the first time we start to see like breath work, or breath work looks freaking weird when you first look at it. Like, let's be real. Like, you come from a traditional, I come up from a traditional like church background that's very like cut and dry, black and white. And the first time you go into like a breathwork room and people are laying all over the floor making like weirdo freaking sounds, you're like, I don't know about that. But like taking the weirdness out of it and seeing like real impact, they put like people who are skeptical about this whole situation, they'll have somebody go in and they're skeptical about everything and they have them go through the whole process and kind of break it down to kind of like take the weird out. But anyway, that's Wendy. Wendy, would you just like give us a little bit more about you and what you do?
Oh my word. It's really hard to answer that question, Julie, because you and I both have been serial entrepreneurs, right? And so it's like, well, what day, what moment? Because I really, I guess the easiest way to describe me is a person who really loves being me. I really love being me. And it wasn't always this way. And it's taken about a decade ago when you met me, right about that time. I don't know what happened in the town that we were living in, but somehow something ignited. Maybe there was some sort of vortex there, which I've heard is actually a real thing in Vernal, Utah.
That's
But
like there's not just skinwalkers, there's a vortex. That would make
there is a
sense.
vortex. It is real. It sucked me in and spit me back out. And in this last 10 years, which has been such an unfolding, and it hasn't always been comfortable. In fact, I would say it's been more uncomfortable than it's been comfortable. But now I'm finally in a place where I feel more comfortable than I feel uncomfortable most of the time.
Mm.
And I'm just in a place of pure creation and absolute trust and absolute flow. So it's kind of like this morning. I went on a 5 mile hike with a friend, and that is as important to me as this incredible podcast that I get to share with you. And so my life is a little more balanced. And so what do? I create. I create things that come and are inspired through me as me. And this one was really kind of a take. If you saw me 10 years ago, this was me. I was the skeptic. I was going through my own health journey. I would have said health crisis back then, but I am not saying that anymore. Health My body was trying to get me back into flow. My body was trying to get me back into alignment with who I am, to consciously accept this girl just in all the ridiculousness and all the uniqueness and all the interesting complexity of who I am. And so I'm so absolutely grateful for this body that kind of led me through this process. But as I was discovering things, I was going through the traditional systems, right? The traditional systems, the programs that most of us in the Western, the Western world grew up with. This is how you take care of your health. This is how you take care of your education. This is how you take care of your business. This is how you take care, like, this is the government. And this is how we do life.
Yeah.
Don't even consider looking outside of this construct. And if you have a problem, go find the expert because you certainly aren't the expert, right? And so it was a
Yeah.
coming back home to myself. And it was through some tools, through some mentors, but ultimately, and I think what people are going to kind of catch on, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. All of these modalities lead you back to you. That's what it is. You know who the expert is? It's you. And it's you, Julie. And it's me. And we don't need to go see, these are just training wheels. Every single experience, every single healing outside the mainstream, a lot of these healing outside the mainstreams are ancient wisdom. We just
Yeah.
forgot about them, right? I have two episodes coming up on Qigong. It's 5,000 years old. But to us Westerners, we think, oh, it's not heavy enough. We're not lifting weights. We're not pushing ourselves. But we're not understanding that energy in its balance helps us with the anxiety that most of us are feeling, the chaos that's happening inside of our brain because we constantly are tied to different electronics, right? And we weren't wired for that. So this show just kind of emerged from this place that I was in, where I dipped the toe into the unknown. And it was really scared because your nervous system never wants you to go and dip your toe into the unknown. It's
No,
going to
it's
cut
like
out
that's
your
scary.
whole
I'm gonna
life.
die.
Yeah, I'm going to die. You're doing something different. What the heck are you doing? Who are you? And to this place where I can confidently say, I live a life of abundance. I live a life of abundance and I create and I have great relationships. And my health, I'm still in this beautiful health journey. I'm
Hmm.
still in it right now, going through really super fun menopause. It's
Menopause.
super, super fun. I love it. Actually, it really is. I'm going to
Yeah.
say it's reminding me that I can come back to a place of love for my body because I think most of us have grown up learning to disconnect to our body and to demonize
Mm.
it. And so that's what the show is all about, healing beyond the mainstream, one episode at a time. And they're like 20-minute episodes where someone like me 10 years ago gets to be guided by an expert and see if it works. And then also listen to them, their internal selves, not all of them. My first episode on drumming, the skeptic is Josh. And he's like, I probably won't do this again, but it was sure cool and fun,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like we're trying to convince them to do something. It's like, here is a modality. Let's have you try it and feel it. Get curious, be playful. Like maybe you'll like it. Taste of green eggs and ham. You might actually like it, and it's okay if they don't. And I that's my creation. I take people on international retreats, and we go play, and we discover, and we have experiences, and then I just live my best life. So
I love that. I love
yeah.
that. Okay, so I asked you to do something weird today. I asked you to bring some of your favorite foods. I brought some of my favorite foods today. I think you get to know people through like an everyday experience, like a meal together really, really well. And so I'm like, we're gonna play with this. So share with us what you brought.
Okay, you're gonna laugh at me because I am one of these grazers. I graze. I don't really have like a huge meal most of the time. Like I was laughing at what you have because that's what I had. Like I had a 5 mile hike and I didn't want to eat before I
Yeah.
left. I got home and I had like your meal
Yeah.
on your table. That's what I had. So I'm not super hungry right now. I was like, well, I don't want to eat again because that's another thing. I honor myself. If I'm not hungry,
Yeah.
I'm not hungry. I'm not going to go eat. And I find I have to kind of remind myself to eat. I'm one of those weird people that I don't
Yeah.
I don't live to eat, I eat to live. And I mean, I'm the first person to go to a great restaurant and eat a fabulous meal. Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
for
the
sure.
truth. But I mean, that is the truth. I just said it's not the truth. But look what I got. I got a carrot and it's not even peeled. Okay.
I love it so much.
I got a carrot and I got hummus.
I had carrot and hummus.
I like simple. I
Mhm.
like easy. I like to grab. I like something crunchy, something salty. Um, I I try to be really conscious. My body does really well when I eat some carbs and some protein and some fats, the way that a lot of us. And then I don't get that menno belly.
Mm. Hmm.
So if I don't eat real good ratios. So I'm not hyper fixated on it. I'm like, oh, what do I feel like eating right now? Oh, and I'm kind of a drink snob.
Oh,
Like
cool.
it's not so much food that I'm hyper fixated on, but I love my drinks. This is one
Oh, I freaking love
that I
bai.
drink freaking all the time. Like I love it. And for some reason it does have a little caffeine. I
It
don't drink
does.
coffee anymore. But anyways, this is my super simple, super easy. It took me 30 seconds to go grab it.
I love
Um,
this.
and if you ever come to my house, I will do potluck and have everybody else bring fabulous food, and I will provide the laughter, the fun, the games. I may forget toilet paper. I've been known to go steal toilet paper from a neighbor's house because I had 15 people over at my house and
And
I
there's
forgot
no
to run out
toilet
of
paper.
toilet paper. But we had sombreros and
Hey.
we had like all of the things. So we had such a
Oh,
great
that's
time.
so
But
funny.
bring your own toilet paper and bring your own food when you come to my house. But I will provide a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, and you'll go home feeling like you had a great time.
That
So
is
have it.
fantastic. We have something similar in that like my meals, I do eat like probably two meals a day,
Mhm.
and but they need to take me like less than 10 minutes to make. Anytime it's like more than that, I'm like,
Mhm.
probably not going to be doing that. But I have Greek yogurt and berries. Do you want to see what I do to make it magical though? And I love that this is like my first food of the day because this makes it better.
Magical. I want to hear what the magical part
I
is.
cover it in chocolate because that makes sense for breakfast, right?
I
It's
put
like
maple syrup
1:20
on
we're
mine.
recording this. This is the first thing I've eaten today. So you take like heavy cream, you throw it in the microwave until it boils up a little bit, and then you just throw in these are Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips, and then you just mix it, and it makes this beautiful chocolate ganache sauce. And so then I just throw that.
Oh my word, I'm so doing that tomorrow. That so you eat like I do. Like as far as it's got to be simple, it's got to be easy. I want it to be healthy. I want it to be whole foods as much as possible.
Exactly.
I'm not like obsessed. I have friends that are like, "Oh, don't drink that water." And I'm like, "It's filtered.
Yeah.
We're fine. Like, why don't you just bless your water and drink it and get over it?" You know,
Yeah, I still drink Buys, the coconut pineapple one's my favorite. Watermelon's also
mine is
good.
the cherry.
The cherry one's
I
delicious.
love the
I
cherry.
eat like I call it, dirty. It's like dirty carnivore. We're more dirty keto at this point. I'll still have a diet soda, but it's working for me and I want it to be
Look,
delicious and
fabulous.
like, supportive. But like if it's going to take more than 5 minutes, one of my clients was asking me like yesterday, he was like, how do you get so much done in a day? And this is what I legit told him. I was like, so I do things as efficiently as possible because my favorite thing is doing nothing. And the faster I can do the some things, the more I get to do the nothing.
Yes. And people say all the time, "Oh, I'm not going to bother Wendy because she's so busy." And
Everyone says that about me.
I'm like, "Who's busy?" My kids are grown up. Like
Uh-huh.
my playtime is just as important as my businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, but I'm efficient. I'm freaking efficient.
Super efficient. What do you think your turning point was where you were like playtime is as important as work time? Because when I met you, that wasn't the case for either of us.
Yeah,
We
all we
were
did.
like workhorses, y'all. We were gonna get shit done, but like we were gonna work until we exhausted our complete bodies and we're gonna die after, but we got shit done.
Oh,
But
yes, we
now
did.
it's like I anyway, super efficient, but additionally, I play a lot. Like I want
Yeah.
to do nothing. I just want to sit on my porch and have a tea and hold
Mhm.
my boyfriend's hand and just like
Oh,
chill. That's what I want to do. I don't want to sit and work all day.
yeah, or I'll sit in the pool and just sit there and talk to my husband, or have a friend come over, and we'll be in the pool after 2 hours. People will come up and go, "You should probably get out of the sun." And it's like, oh, we're good, we're
We're
good. A skin
fine.
cancer thing, whatever. It's for Anyways, I better not bring that into my life. When did the turning point happen? It's my healing journey. I'm telling you right now, when your body no longer allows you, it's like my best friend that said, I'm
Yes.
going to give you a little tough love because you have gone way off course and you're doing all these things so that people will accept you, so that you can prove that you are something because internally you don't feel like you're anything, right?
Oh yeah.
You better prove to the world that you're this thing, right? And so I learned to get shit done so I could have acceptance. So people would look at me and go, "Oh, look at her. She's a superwoman." And
Yeah.
inside I was dying and I was tired and I was disconnected and I was distracted and I wasn't enjoying my life. And it was my body that finally said, "Here's a few autoimmune issues for you, sister." And that is not my life anymore. That's not, I deny that that is a thing because my body's really good at redirecting me. Hey, you're in your head too much. Hey, you're not digesting something that's happening in your life. Maybe check in with your thoughts. Maybe check in and find out what story you're spinning. Isn't that an interesting story? Do you want to step out of that and feel good again? And so it is my body that brought me back to this. So, and
Yeah.
I know when I go into and I have balance and I have flow, and it got me to, as I've trusted myself and trusted my body, I trust my business. For instance, I just discovered I had 2 additional spots on my Bali retreat. And I just was like, kind of tuned in yesterday and went, all right, what do I do? And the thought was, put a little post out there on Facebook, see if anybody's interested. I have 10 people wanting to get in. It's like,
Wow.
all right. So that's
Cool.
why I said when I'm playing, because I know play is as important as work. Now my internal world is going peacefully, happily, harmonizing. My external world starts to shift around that, right? And I don't have to work 80 hours. I bet you I work 20 hours a week, Julie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
That's about what I do.
maybe.
It's
No,
kind of nice.
there's weeks that I work more, right? There's weeks where we're going to be doing film production. I'm going to
Yeah.
work more that week. But then I get to do really cool things. Like in a couple of weeks, we're going to film again and we're doing a art retreat. And I get to do
Mm.
the art retreat. Even though I feel like all I can do is stick figures, but let's see how this goes.
It's
So,
about expressing yourself, though, and seeing what your artistic style is. But okay, so I want you to take us back to like the old expression of your body trying to tell you you were doing too much. What did that used to feel and look like back then? How did it actually express in your body?
10 years ago, there was massive unfolding with everything. I started to question my religious background and my ideas, and I was taught never to do that, and here I was and I couldn't stop it. And so there was a lot going on, but in my body, how did it feel? I'm going to give you a clear story. One night, it was one of the roughest nights. um, I remember I'm just going to describe kind of really quickly what was happening in my head. I had vertigo, I had tinnitus, I had insomnia. I had Hashimoto's. I had fibromyalgia. I had cystitis and SIBO. And you name it, I had all of the things, right? Nowadays, I ask if I ever go in for anything, which I very rarely do. I say, I don't even want to hear your diagnosis.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your diagnosis. So, anyways, but with that being said, couldn't sleep once again. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and my body said, run. And I was like, what do you mean run? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank goodness it was June night and it was nice weather out. And I was living in Vernal and I had a backyard that wasn't huge, but was, big enough. And I thought, well, I can't run outside. Like, there's not really sidewalks in this town. Like, I'll be run over. And so I went in the backyard with my dogs and I ran 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 to the point where my lungs were just like wouldn't go anymore. And I laid on my grass and I looked up at the moon. It was a clear sky. And I remember saying, I am living a nightmare I cannot wake up from. Like, I am literally living, I have fear through my entire body and I can't turn it off. And in that moment, I just remember hearing, one day you will realize this is one of the greatest blessings in your entire life. And I needed that. I needed that solace. I needed that hope to keep going. Every day was like walking through quicksand. I was sinking. I was sinking. I was sinking. And I have so much compassion for that girl back then. I love her so much. She was so, so fucking strong, Julie. She was so strong. And she woke up and she did it again. And she did it again. And she led me here because she was strong enough. So I have so much compassion for that girl who really wanted to be accepted, who really wanted to be seen as someone who was successful. And so she was looking for external validation. I see that. And now I'm not going to tell you that there's never a time where I don't look for external validation, or I mean, every once in a while I'll look at a post and go, how many likes did it have? You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
human. I'm human. But I find that now all I'm searching for is peace. That's it.
Mm.
And if I am in that place of peace, I am aligned and I can create like a boss because I'm aligned. I can be efficient because I can hear what the best, most impactful thing is. It's not post this many times and email this many times and blah, 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 blah. It is, hey, why don't you reach out to so and so? They had some interest last year, or maybe they still want to go, right?
Yeah.
Or ooh, a face pops in my name. Hey, your face popped in my name. I'm just curious. You want to come with me to Bali? Right? Like, those are
Yeah.
the types of things. That's how I do work now. I just tune in, right? And then there's action though, because there's a portion of the population that believes just think it,
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
it,
Yeah. I was
and
just
it's
talking
like,
about that the other day, and I'm like, you just sit here and you're like, and you do
yeah,
no action, and all of a
yes,
sudden the world conspire. And I'm like, yes, and also no.
that's part of it. You've got A, but you need B.
It's
So
exactly it.
B.
But then,
So, and then you take intuitive action rather than
exactly.
taking the massive action that you and I were doing 10 years ago,
Hmm.
which was exhausting us, causing inflammation in our bodies, creating fight and flight in our bodies. Like, my nervous system was completely whacked out,
Oh no,
right?
mine was shot. I couldn't do
Yeah.
anything. I had like measurable nerve damage all over my body that they said I would never heal from
And
that.
look at you. See? And look at
Look
me.
at
I
me.
was also told that there wasn't anything that I could pretty much do. And I'm
Yeah.
going to be the first to tell you that you can heal your body. And I healed my body, and so did Julie. And
Yeah.
I still have things. I'm working through menopause now, and I'm learning to be okay. The biggest thing that I'm learning right now is, and this one is because I'm a solution person.
Of course.
Oh, I got something. I'm going to find a solution. I'll go get it done because I'm an action person, right? And I feel impressed that the message is, what if you just accepted and didn't try and fix it? What if it was okay? And could you feel safe in this? Just like if you were to go in a cold plunge, the whole reason why you go into a cold plunge is
Oh
to learn
yeah.
to be safe, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be uncomfortable and it is going to be cold. You have to accept that that is what it is
Yeah. And
and
so you
learn to
walk in
breathe
it
through it.
knowing you're going
Yeah.
to get intentionally uncomfortable and
Yeah.
you're going to teach yourself to be safe, to be uncomfortable, right? And that is what I keep hearing. What if you're safe feeling uncomfortable? What if, and for me, the biggest thing is that my hormones are making dysregulation in my brain. So there's inflammation in my head. And so, and that creates little weird things. Anyways, but I keep hearing, what if you just loved it and accepted it? Now that's unconditional love. You're not
Mm.
trying to fix it. You're not trying to make the symptoms go away. And I mean, there's times where you get exhausted. It's kind of like childbirth, where you're like, you're pushing and you're pushing. And at one point you're going, I'm done. And the baby's coming. So you ain't done until you push that baby out. Right. So I just feel like this is my opportunity to finally come, like, talk about empowering. And I'm learning this with money too. If I can feel financially free, if I can feel healthy, regardless of the signs that tell me otherwise, I'm free.
Mm.
I don't have to wait until I have a good, healthy day. I don't have to wait until I have $3 million in the account to feel safe. I feel safe now, right? And then that internal safety creates my external world, and it's magic. And that the thing that yesterday happened with 10 people waiting in line for my Bali retreat happens. It's not because I do anything special. I don't do anything special. The only thing that I do is that I feel safe inside.
Mm. What does freedom mean to you? You say you feel free. What does freedom mean to you?
Mhm. Freedom means that I'm not waiting for anything else to happen in my life to be okay.
Mm.
That
I
I'm
love that.
okay right now. And that is freedom. Freedom to me means that I am responsible for this girl right here, the sovereignty and the love within me, and I'm not responsible for anybody else. I love them. I can add value, whatever the like connections and relationships are where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Freedom is that they get to have their experience and I get to have my experience. And I can love them where they're at and I can love me where I'm at. And that's freedom because now
Mm.
I'm not tied to anybody's happiness. Woohoo! Right?
Yay.
Right?
Yay.
And so in business too, it's like playing in the sandbox. Sometimes the castle gets toppled over and you start over again. You can cry for a second like we used to do at 4, and then we get to play again and go, "Oh, okay, I'll create it again. That's okay."
Mm.
So,
For anyone out there who's in that like critical moment that like their body's breaking down, their emotions are breaking down, they're questioning everything, if you could tell them one thing, what would be the one thing?
that's such a juicy question. And I'm going to sit here for a second. I would invite them to get curious. Instead of labeling it good or bad, to
Mm.
close their eyes and get curious, to start to become aware of what's happening inside of them. And rather than going, why is this happening to me? Go, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. I can be in this right now, here. I can be right here in this. That's what I was trying to say. I can be right here in this and be there for you. Instead of running away from you for the 1 billionth time, could you take a moment and be with you? Really be with you and sit there. And it's really interesting when you dive in, when you start to get brave enough to dive in. I had anxiety with menopause. I've had some fun things to come and witness. And there was a moment I tried to fix it, by the way, with hormonal replacement therapy, and it wasn't the right direction for me. I won't tell anybody else that it's not the right direction for them, but it wasn't for me. And it sparked some things. And there was about a week that I had massive anxiety. And I haven't had that for a while because anxiety is fear of the future, right? But I think it was old residual stuff. Because if we don't feel it and express it, it lives it within our body, right? And so I must have felt safe enough to experience it. So I decided rather than go and find A, B, or C to make it go turn off, I decided, what if I just went there? What if I
Mm.
actually went into the anxiety instead of trying to get rid of the anxiety? And I went in there and I was like, oh, you like to hang out here. And you kind of feel like it's kind of there's a lot of movement there and it's kind of sandpapery and it's like kind of electrical, like little like when you shock your finger, right? I'm like, that's so interesting. And I was getting curious about it. And I didn't need to, like, I wasn't going, where is it coming from? What thought is it coming from? Where does it come from? It was just like, that's so fascinating. I wasn't trying to make it go away, wasn't trying to say, I wasn't doing the practice so it would go away. I was just getting curious. I literally was honestly curious. And in that moment, I was like, is this really as painful as you say it is? Is it really as bad as
Mm.
it is? I was like, it's actually not really that painful. Hmm, that's interesting. And then I really just started, and then it was like at the end I was like, do you want me to know anything about this? And the answer was no. I just wanted to be seen. Well, all right, you're
Okay
seen.
then.
So I would say for someone in the trenches, there's hope. I always
Mm.
say it too. I think the thing that was the scariest for me is this is my life for the rest of my life. This
Mm.
I'm never going to get out of this. This is always going to be my life. And I want you to know it's a moment now. And the more you go into it instead of trying to turn it off, the quicker it will. It's like a
Mm.
toddler that's screaming, right? It's like witnessing them saying, I'm
Yeah.
here. Your highest self is like just try and bring up that version of you and say, I'm here. I see you. I witness you. What's going on? And that would be probably my greatest advice. If I were to give myself
Mm.
advice back then, I would give myself hope that it's only right now. I'm kind of melodramatic in my head. And
It's
so
like
it's
it's
like,
forever.
oh
It's
my
never
God,
going away.
this is me. Ah, and so to be able to say, this is only right now. It's this minute. You can do this. Be brave
Mm.
enough to go into it. Be brave enough to feel it. Be brave enough to face it.
Mm.
So,
I love that. Can we talk about like beauty standards for a minute? Because
yes.
like one of the things I love about watching your journey and your videos and stuff, you talk a lot about like how you express yourself on the outside as you've gotten older and as you've come more into yourself and like what feels beautiful to you and how that expression looks.
Mhm.
So I think the first thing I want to ask is like, what makes you feel beautiful? You feel beautiful. I can tell you feel beautiful. What makes you feel beautiful?
Aw. What makes me feel beautiful? I encourage myself to go out without doing anything to myself and accepting myself in that state. And there are times where I want to feel fancy and free, not because I feel like I'm going to be more beautiful, but because I want to express myself a little bit different. Today, I put some eye makeup on. I don't usually do that. Again, my body kind of showed up for me in this. This is funny. I used to have fake eyelashes, and then
Yeah.
my body got allergic to it. Surprise, no more eyelashes ever for Wendy. Um, I my hair was starting to turn white and gray And I did everything in my power to kind of camouflage that. I even got like, extensions and all the things. And I would spend sometimes 6 hours. 6 hours.
6 hours.
Are you freaking kidding me? 6 hours in a chair, thinking I was going to poke my eyeball out. And I was in Costa Rica and didn't have my hairdresser there, and finally looked up. We were going to do a final ceremony for my retreat. And I said, it's time to take these off. And I felt like it was funny because when I took it off, I was like, oh my gosh, I have no hair, but it was so free. That is my
Yeah.
word for this year, free, freedom. And it's been so wonderful. I don't do anything to my hair except for wash it. That's a good thing, right? I think you should
Yeah.
wash your hair sometimes. And and I am a little bit obsessed with Facebook hair reels because I think it's really cool how people can do their hair. Like I think
Yeah.
it's really creative, right? And so in fact, today's hairdo, I don't even know her name. She's some influencer out there. But I was like, oh, I'm going to try how she curls her hair. And at first I was like, well, okay, a little bit Shirley Temple-y, but this is kind of fun. And I really loved being four, so I'm okay. I can look a
Oh, I
little.
think it's so cool. Like you came on today and I'm like, oh, the hair, it's
Yeah,
gorgeous. It's doing a thing today.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do I feel beautiful? Being okay with me being me. That's
Mm,
how I feel beautiful. And sometimes it's with no makeup, sometimes it's with a little makeup. Sometimes it is and I honestly had to start I started this process when I had breast implant illness and took my breast implants out and meeting my breasts for the first time.
yeah.
And when you first get them out, they're a little sad and unhappy, and they need to fluff up over time, right?
Yeah.
So, but I love these little warrior princesses that fought a little war that I didn't even know about. And I oftentimes will stand in the mirror and go, "Can I love my stomach? Even can I love this incredible stomach? Yeah, I got a muffin top. Look at that." And I had the opportunity to have five babies inside of this belly. I've got cellulite on my legs. Isn't that so fascinating? Huh, isn't that interesting? Well, maybe there's some toxins in there that I can work with to get out
Mm,
because my body's telling me, my fascia is not super, super healthy. Maybe we could work on that, right? But it's really the utter acceptance of I'm 55. I don't really choose to look like I'm 20 anymore. I
mm.
I don't do Botox for reasons that stem from my breast implants. My body
Yeah.
doesn't really like that. My hair won't even take hair dye anymore, Julie. So it's
Your
not
hair's
my
like, I
option.
told you we're out. We're out. We're not doing
I'm just like, is it like the freaking, you remember the Santa Claus movie? And he would try
Yeah,
and dye his hair and then it would go white.
it would.
That's mine.
Yeah.
So like I that's not even an option. So it's like you get to accept me the way I am. So my body's really funny. It's a really funny, like I really do feel like it's like my best friend. I
Mm,
know it's me. I know it's me, but if you look into family systems and therapy, there's parts of us, right? We have
yeah.
different parts. And in fact, some of my videos, you'll meet Flo, and she is really judgmental. And she really isn't so sure about this whole weird thing because these people might be on drugs and they might be doing some things that I'm not okay with. So flow comes out sometimes, and I have different pieces and parts. So yeah, anyways.
Yeah. I love that. I'm gonna take it 2 minutes and plug my computer in and see if I can get the
I saw
dog to
I
be
saw I
quiet.
saw you go like this. Okay.
My he's barking and barking and barking, and I'm not sure why.
Okay. All right. You go do
Two
it.
seconds.
Yeah.
Maui, come here. Quit crying. You're fine. Come here. Come here. You don't gotta cry the whole time. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna live. Maui,
Is that your corgi?
This is actually Trey's dog, Maui, who is being super loud.
Oh, I didn't even hear her, so it was good.
Yeah, Zoom generally will just like
Huh?
block it out. Thank goodness. But you can see a tail right there. That's Maui's
Oh, I
tail.
love it. I think it should keep up.
And Penny's over here. So we're,
Oh, well, Dookie's here. We got all these animals
we
hanging
got
out.
all the animals. We got all the animals. Okay, we're gonna pop back in. I want to do a lightning round. Lightning round next. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a whole
Lightning.
bunch of questions.
This is really scary. Do you know lightning? Do you know I'm actually a little scared of lightning?
Oh, I was when I was a kid.
I
My
can't.
parents would take us. Their idea of a good time was to put us all in the car and then storm chase. So we would all get in the car and then they would go into like the scariest part of a storm where there's like lightning right in the next field and like if something caught fire, they were excited about it. And I'm like, I'm 6. I find this terrifying.
This stands to all of us. This is reason why we need to have a fund for the trauma we create in our children.
Right?
Right
And
here.
I was such a like an emotional kid. I would be literally on the floor, like closing my eyes and crying. I like a good storm now, but it took me a real long
Okay,
time
I
to
like a good
like it.
storm if I'm inside and I'm watching it. Okay, I just want to be very clear with that. I yeah, I had an 11-year-old thing where like we lived in St. Louis and we had just moved there. We had been there only for a couple of months, and they have such bad lightning storms in St. Louis that there were several houses that caught on fire from lightning
Uh-huh.
within 2 weeks of when we moved there. We're having a huge storm. My parents decide I'm 11, so I'm old enough to stay home for a couple hours by
Yeah, yeah.
myself, right? And we start getting a storm, and my family's gone. Now, remember, when I'm 11, there's no cell phones. There's no way to get in touch with your family to say SOS.
No.
I am in my front room losing my ever loving shit and freaking out because and there was a lightning bolt that struck right in front of my house on the pavement, and I just went I came apart. And
Yeah.
so ever since then it's like I like it. It's cool and I love the smells and all of the things, but
But maybe
please
like
keep
over
me
there.
inside. And sometimes I kid you not, there are times where I'll go under the covers.
Yeah.
PTSD is real, people. It's real.
Okay. We're renaming lightning round super fast brain round. We're going into super fast round.
All
New
right.
name for
Okay.
Wendy.
All right.
Okay, super fast round. What piece of clothing is your favorite piece of clothing? You put it on, you feel amazing.
I've got a green dress that feels like a muumuu, but looks like it's really fancy.
Oh, that's the best. Does it like when you're wearing it, does it almost feel like pajamas, but on the outside you look like a
Yes.
bomb? I
And
love
then I can
that.
put a hat on and some fancy jewelry, and I look like a freaking $1,000,000. And do you really want me to tell you something? Okay, ridiculous.
Of course.
I freaking hate underwear. Like I
Yeah,
freaking hate underwear. So my husband's always like, "Do you have underwear under there?" And I'm like,
maybe,
"You
maybe
never
not.
know. You never know.
You never
I
know. That's
may
awesome.
and I may not."
Okay. Your favorite decoration in your house.
Oh, ooh, oh. We have I've got 3 pictures right in front of me that I love, and they're watercolors of a hummingbird, a butterfly, and a dragonfly. And I
Mm,
love them. But I
I
also
love
have
that.
some furniture. I recovered my husband's grandmother's chairs that I hated, and they were the ugliest things in the whole world, but I recovered them because he didn't want to get rid of them. They're my favorite pieces. They're
Oh,
gorgeous.
I love that. If you can send us pictures too.
Yeah.
Your idea of a fun night.
Oh, having friends over and doing stupid games or dancing together, having like card games or like, and then I just a gathering of any sort. whether it's dancing or playing cards or playing minute to win it games or just gathering and having a good time. That is my favorite.
Favorite place in the world you've visited so far?
Bali.
Bali. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay, this next one you can expand a little bit on. What are you excited to learn about right now?
Ooh, learn about. I am really okay. The first thing that pops in my head, I'm really this project that I'm having. I want to learn how to do the actual editing myself. Like, not that
Mm,
I want to do the editing because I don't, but I want to know how to do it. And
mm,
so I'm finding that I love expressing through the visual through the means of video. It's kind of my art, right?
yeah.
Like, this is my art. And so I want to learn the inner workings. So I want to learn how to do it.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
exciting. Okay. We earlier I asked you like if you had one message to that person who's kind of in that bad spot. If you have one message to somebody who's like this close to being aligned, they're like almost there, but they're like, oh, I keep trying and it's like it's almost there and it's almost there and it's almost there.
Mhm.
Your message to them.
Learning that there is no there. Learning that it's an ever it continues to unfold. And when you finally relax in the fact that there's no there,
Mm,
then you can start to be in the now because you're not looking for the there anymore. And that, I think,
absolutely.
is the ultimate lie, is that somehow there's some state of being that we're getting to that will finally be content and complacent and all will be well. And I would say that learning that there's no there, there's only now. And I mean, there's ways to help you to feel relaxed in that state. I think there's a lot out there called, helping us with our nervous system regulation. And my biggest platform, what I teach at my retreats and whether I'm doing a workshop or whatever, is usually helping people to step into 5D reality, which is there's no problem to fix.
Mm-hmm.
The lie is that there's a problem and we must have a struggle and we're struggling, so we need to have a strategy and we've got to have a solution. And when we get out of that paradigm and that way of thinking and being, we start to step into this magical world over here. I guess there is kind of a there. There's kind of a there, but it's a different perception. And
Yeah.
there's a different way. There's no there, there is only now. And that 5D reality I'm talking about is in the now.
Yeah.
So I
The
guess it,
thing I'm always saying is like the only thing we actually have is right now. We have
Mhm.
this moment right here, right now.
I know, and I'm with my friend Julie.
I know it's
It's
kind of
so cool.
cool. So, like, the more we can feel into the now and just like feel into it, it's just like you were talking about, even during times of feeling anxiety express in your body or feeling pain express in your body. If you can get in and just go, okay, I'm going to feel into it. I'm going to
Mhm.
be present right now. Instead of like I think a lot of people there, the idea is I'll just disassociate. I'll just be over here while this is happening here. Anxiety is uncomfortable, so I'm going to do this. Pain is
Mhm.
uncomfortable, so I'm going to do this. Like the more we can just be in and like I tell people to just like feel the table in front of you, feel the texture of your clothes, hear the sounds happening around you, like do the things you can to just like put body and soul together present in this moment and then like feel into the gratitude. Like that I'm here with Wendy and I'm getting to do a podcast about being like ridiculous. I mean, life is so freaking cool sometimes. I look at us
Life
like the journey
is
and I'm like,
cool. And I
life
got my
is
carrot
fucking cool.
and my hummus, and it's amazing.
And it's amazing. And I'm like, this Greek yogurt with berries and chocolate feels like the most indulgent thing on the
I'm
planet.
so doing that. Like I'm not.
I am telling you right now, it is game changer level amazing. And I'm like, and it supports my body and I feel pretty damn good after. Hello. Yes, please.
I know.
Life could be
This
great.
morning I had my breakfast and I was like, hmm, you know what I mean? I was like literally making noises. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Like one of my favorite movies is What About Bob? And he has this scene where he's like on the porch with the family and he's eating and he's like, he'll take a bite and he's like, "Mm." And that's like me every time. I'm like, they're like, I'll have what she's having. That's kind of how I eat meals. I think.
here was when Harry met Sally. Look, you even got like little fur babies that are
I
vying.
have my fur babies around. This is my Maui. He's a good boy. He's a good boy, but his daddy is out right now. And so now he's having anxiety about that, but it's all good. So, Wendy, it's been a pleasure having you on. Where can people connect with you? Where can they watch the new show? Tell them everything they need to know.
Oh, yes. So great. So you can find me at Taking the Weird Out of Woo on YouTube, and love to have you follow, love to have you comment and like. And same on TikTok, also on Instagram and Facebook. You can also find me and my show on wendybunnell.com, and it's spelled with a B. And think tunnel, but with a B. Oh, and an extra L. And an extra L. So
And an extra L at the end.
Oh, I just made that
Bunnell.
I just made that super confusing.
So wendybunnell.com, they can find your retreats and stuff on there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sold out for the Bali, but guess where I'm going in November?
I don't know. Tell me.
Egypt.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so cool.
Yes, and I have someone who's coming with me who has access to go in the king's chamber in the middle of the night.
Oh,
So we're going to do some cool alchemizing woo-woo shit in the middle of the night.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, go follow Wendy. She's freaking amazing. She's just like, besides being just this beautiful queen of doing all these amazing things and being, she's just fun. You hang out with Wendy, you have a damn good time. So
I can. That is one thing I think I can almost guarantee, unless you're a fuddy duddy, and then I can't get you out of your shell. Then sorry, I can't do it. But
that's on them though.
if you're willing to just go and play, I know how to play, and playing is the best.
So go check out Taking the Weird Out of Woo on YouTube. Go check out wendybunnell.com. This has been Julie May with Ridiculously You podcast, and I am going to invite you to have a ridiculous day today. Bye-bye, guys.
Share the spark, take it higher. Hit subscribe, bring a friend. Let the wildness never end. Tap in, stand true. This is your crew.